Hey everyone, welcome back to today's video. I end this one. We've got a courtroom Karen who refuses to take responsibility for her actions, and a no-nonsense judge who isn't about to let anything slide. Let's get into it.
All right, DeMarcus Contrell Brown.
Your
For the
Honor,
record,
we were representing him, but we are going to be submitting a withdrawal to you. You should have it shortly.
All right, Mr. Brown, are you represented by somebody else?
yeah, for the record, I am DeMarcus Bay, the implied surety for DeMarcus Contrell Brown. And I would like to file a motion in the court for additional 30 days for me to seek counsel.
Okay, so Mr. Bay,
Yes.
aka Marcus Contrell Brown, so you're seeking a continuance to get new counsel?
Yes.
Okay, do you have someone in mind, sir?
I have, not right now, I'm seeking counsel.
It's honestly amazing how thieves always manage to come up with the money for what they stole right after they get caught.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you a continuance for 30 days, or I'm sorry, until January 5th. But by that time, you need to have counsel on board when they come back so that they can talk to the state to determine if there's anything they can work out on your case, or if they need to get all of the information necessary for a trial, if that's what you choose to do. So by January 5th, I will expect that you will have counsel.
Well, I have paperwork on the docket that haven't been rebutted. I have affidavits of truth that haven't been rebutted.
Okay, sir, we don't do affidavits. People have to appear in person because there's a confrontation clause in the United States Constitution that says witnesses, you have the right to confront witnesses in person. So we don't do affidavits, okay? If you have witnesses that are going to present testimony or evidence on your behalf, then you have to have them come to court and be sworn in and testify at that time, okay? So we're not doing any dismissing and all of that stuff. No, sir. When you get your counsel, they'll be able to discuss it with the state, and then y'all can present whatever to the court.
And the accusing deputy must be present too, right?
What's the problem? Having a hard time admitting what you did? All of this could have been avoided if you just paid for the items in the first place.
So the people always say that, but here's the thing. The state gets to choose whatever witnesses they wish to bring, just like your side gets to choose whatever witnesses you wish to bring. You can't rely on them to bring the person that you want. So if you want to subpoena someone to appear for trial, then you need to subpoena them. You cannot rely on the state to bring your witness, okay?
Okay, I got you.
All right. Anything else?
And jurisdiction can be challenged at any time, right?
No, sir. Jurisdiction rests with this court because this is where the locus of the incident is.
Well,
Mr. Bay, let me just explain something to you.
Court cannot confer jurisdiction.
Mr. Bay, listen to me.
Okay.
I went to school for 3 years for this. That's full time. If I had gone part time, it would have been 4 or 5 years. And I have been working since, oh Lord, I ain't gonna give my age, but I've been a lawyer and a judge for quite some time. I've been a judge for 10 years as of this year. A lot of times people come before me because they've learned stuff from other people, or they've gone online, or they've read it themselves. But I tell you, it doesn't work the way you think it works. And so there's a set of statutes, cases, procedures, all of those things that we have to learn. In fact, let me show you something.
Well, how do you have...
Wait. You see this book right here?
That sounds like a not guilty plea to me. And just because you left the items behind on your way out, probably because you realize you've been caught, doesn't mean you weren't trying to steal them. Like your lawyer said, in the eyes of the law, there's no real difference between successfully leaving with the items and attempting to leave but failing.
This is just this year's edition of all the stuff that I have to be able to find to figure out what's going on in your case. This is just this year's edition. And I got a book like this that includes evidence and procedure. I got a whole wall of books. So when you come in here challenging jurisdiction and all of this stuff people have taught you, it's
I got
not
books.
that
Can I show you my Black Law Dictionary?
No, sir, because Black's Law, that's a dictionary. That's not the full case. You know, you come in with all of these ideas about how you think the law works, but every lawyer in here has done at least 3 years of law school and trainings, trials, all of those things. So you're not going to change the way we do things. So the best thing to do is to get an attorney who can talk to the state about your case, and then we can get this resolved. Your case is pretty simple. You got traffic offenses.
Damn. Judge Shackelford isn't here to waste time going back and forth with defendants when there's a simple solution: a jury trial. Now, let's see if Karen gets it right the second time and finally takes responsibility for her behavior.
Well, I still want you to prove on the record that you have subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction.
I'm not proving anything on the record, sir. I wear the robe. They put me in this position. I've been here 10 years. If I didn't have subject matter jurisdiction, I wouldn't be here.
So
All
you
right?
say it's not a difference between public and private for the record. There's no difference.
Sir.
So
Sir,
I'm not trying to have. Okay, all right. January 5th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Mr. Bay/Brown, you've indicated that you wish to have an attorney, so I'm going to rely on the fact that you're going to have an attorney. Don't come back here with the same stuff, and I already told you it's not going to work.
So you telling me United States codes don't work?
No, I'm telling you, you don't know them.
Got him.
So
I have it right here.
the United States codes don't work in Georgia because Georgia has its own code, OCGA.
So the meaning of driver is different in Georgia.
Yes, sir.
But according to 49.
Mr. Bay, Mr. Bay, I'm not doing this with you. Get an attorney.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You're free to go. We'll see you on January 5th at 11 a.m.
All right, so that's the end of his first appearance. Now let's get to the spicy bits, where he brings on his attorney, who also happens to be an attorney general. And oh yeah, his lawyer also thought it was a good idea to bring a gun and sword into the Zoom court hearing. Let's call this segment How a Not Attorney Fucked His Not Client's Case Up.
So, DeMarcus Contrell Brown.
I have interest in that matter. It's the defendant in error free to go.
It's the who, what?
It's the defendant in error free to go.
No.
Well, let the record show the defendant in error is ordered to state and participate.
That's not how this works. You can't just say, I'm guilty. You have to lay out the factual basis behind it. That ensures two things. First, that the right person is being held accountable for crime, and second, that there's a clear record so you can't come back later claiming innocence. If you don't like the process, then don't put yourself in that situation to begin with.
Okay, who is the defendant in error? That's a new one for me.
The all cap name is trust that I am a beneficiary of. My name is not spelled in all capital letters. I have a court order decree saying that.
Okay, Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, do you have an attorney representing you, sir?
Attorney General, my Attorney General is online. You may speak to me, sir.
Is the Attorney General, Mr. Bay, hold on, let me ask my question before you tell me something crazy. Is the Attorney General a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
I'm a non-state actor. I'm a foreign national. Matter of fact, I filed
Sir, Mr. Bay.
office.
Mr. Bay, I don't care if you were Alexander Putin, the premier of Russia. If you are in Georgia and you're represented by an attorney, that attorney would have to be a member of the State Bar of Georgia. Foreign national or not. Just as if you went to another country and you had an attorney represent you, that attorney would have to meet the requirements of that country and of that state. Okay, Mr. Attorney, Mr. Bay, hush. Mr. Attorney General.
I'm trying to set a record.
Mr. Bay, Mr. Attorney General, are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia? You want to unmute for me?
Speak, bro. Get off mute.
All right, that's it. Have a great day. But hold on. That's not actually the end. The judge is about to break down exactly why she can't accept the plea and gives the lawyer one last chance to talk some sense into his client.
What's going on is he's a member of a foreign state corporation, basically doing business in Georgia. So
Okay,
basically,
sir, that's not what I asked you. No, sir.
I get what you're saying,
No, sir.
man.
No, and I get what you're saying, but we're not doing
I
that
know,
because that's not how we operate. Those are not the laws under which I am required to conduct court. So we either gonna do it my way or we're gonna put you
We
on
understand
another
the rules of the
calendar.
court. We understand the rules of the court. I got you.
Okay, are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
No, I'm not a member of the bar of Georgia. But
Okay,
what I'm
then
trying to
no,
realize, he's doing business a certain
as
way
he
in
can
Georgia, and
represent
that
himself,
you need to take consideration on that matter on how he's doing business in Georgia.
he can represent himself, or he can be represented by a member of the State Bar of Georgia. But he cannot have you represent him or purport to represent him. Okay, that's not going to work. All right. So, Mr. Bay, do you wish to choose someone who is a member of the State Bar of Georgia to represent you, or do you wish to represent yourself?
I invoke my right to remain silent as the beneficiary of Demarcus Cottrell Brown estate.
Okay, sir. So, sir, you're invoking your right to remain silent, which means that you do not wish to enter a plea that
I plead to be released.
that would resolve your case today. As such, the court is going to enter a plea of not guilty for you.
I object. You cannot practice law from the bench.
You stole $250 worth of condoms and toiletries. Why? Seriously, why? Why would you do that? What was the plan here?
Violation 28 USC 454. Judge practicing law from the bench.
And put you on a trial court, on a trial calendar so that your case may be heard at trial.
I object.
All right, sir. Thank you. You'll get notice in the mail if anything changes about your address. Then you can go ahead and let us know by coming in.
I demand evidence hearing.
You will have that at the time of the trial,
evidence
sir.
hearing.
You're not going to have an evidence hearing today because that's not what we're here for. This is
you are dishonorable. I got your oath, Tammy Long. Hey.
So, Mr. Bay, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You'll have a trial at which time you can have an evidence hearing. You'll get notice in the mail.
You're in violation of Article 6, Section 2 of the Constitution.
Your notice in the mail, then you can appear for hearing with whatever evidence that you wish to present.
Object.
Although you are not required to present any evidence or testimony because the state has the burden of proving the case against you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. You're free to go at this time.
All
right, Kevin Jermaine Burrow.
See? That wasn't so hard. Taking responsibility for your actions, was it?